I interviewed Hannah Pobar, who's owner of her own photography company in Boulder called HannahTruly.
I started my photography business when I came to CU. It was my second summer in college, and I was supposed to be taking finance and accounting for the summer, and I was totally not having it. I went to the first day. I was like, I hate this, not capturing my attention at all. So I went ahead and dropped out, concerned what I was going to do for work, and because by now it was June and I didn't have a job lined up. What could I do? I was like, maybe I could be a photographer if I could book 10 high school seniors at $200. I was like, that's probably about how much money I would make going to like Ann Taylor Loft or a clothing store and working for the summer. So, and at the time, all of my stuff, like my website and like my branding and all of that was way better than my work. But I knew that was like the first start. And I ended up booking almost 40 high school seniors and then starting to get into weddings. My prices like doubled and then quadrupled, and by the end of the summer I was like, wow, that was really successful. Mimic other people's styles that I liked. That really taught me though that copying like is not sustainable. As you go, you need to develop your own style.
So what challenges did you face as you were developing your own brand?
The biggest thing that I kind of had to deal with was my age. For high school seniors, it didn't really matter. Our age difference was perfect, but as I broke into the wedding industry, I felt like tension between how old my clients were and how old I was. And that made me really self-conscious. At the time, I didn't want them to know how old I was. I didn't want them to know I was still in school. Then I finally had enough work booked out that I was just like, it doesn't really matter how old I am anymore. And I got to a point where I felt confident enough in my artistic abilities and my business running abilities that I was just like, my age shouldn't matter. If a client will purposefully not book me because of my age, then they're probably not my client anyway. Once I had that security and just that understanding, I think my business absolutely boomed. And also, I had a lot of, I had like weird backlash kind of from older photographers.
Who is your target market and how has that kind of developed?
When I first started, I definitely was all over the place. As I've gotten older and as my business has kind of developed, I decided to specialize. I chose to specialize in weddings and high school senior girls. I typically meet them for coffee, just somewhere close to their house. I always ask if they have a favorite place because, again, I'm definitely trying to be personable and friendly. Those are really important to me. The kind of art that I want to portray is very natural and very true to who the people are. So from the very beginning, I want to keep that in mind, and I don't want to force them or like impress upon them that they have to come meet me at a specific place. So I'm very open to meeting them where they want and what's convenient for them. I want to like make them totally feel comfortable, and then I immediately send them a little gift once they've officially booked. And I think it's just kind of nice because it's something totally unexpected. I always send like a little candle and like chocolates or like a cute little bottle of champagne or something that's little and adorable, but is still in line with my brain. When clients book me, they're getting a lot more than just a bunch of images on a disc. It's typically a friendship and a working relationship that we can run through the day and like be comfortable with each other. And to me, that's more important than the end product.
So what benefits or things have you gained throughout this whole process and experience?
Honestly, it's been really cool to see everything just take off how it did. I just was hoping to make, enough money to live through the summer, and it absolutely took off. I ended up being able to pay for all my own school on my own, financially independent of my parents, which is such a blessing. In addition to that, I think just as a person, it's matured me a lot. By really just networking in the industry, I made a lot of great friends. I did not have that typical college career where I got to go out and party every weekend, but I wouldn't take it back at all.
I think Hannah's successful because she offers more than just photography. She's offering a friendship and is willing to bend over backwards to make sure that everything that she's giving them is what they're wanting and that they're comfortable. My only recommendation to Hannah would be to start thinking of ways on how she can grow and expand her company. She's doing all the work by herself, and it's hard to see in her business model how she would plan to grow further. I believe Hannah measures success both economically and socially. Economically because she's been able to pay her entire way through college and pay off all of her loans, and socially because she really cares about the relationships that she makes with her clients throughout the process. What I learned is that You don't necessarily have to know what you're doing. She often spoke about how she had no idea what she was doing the entire way, but through networking was able to find mentors and people who would take her under her wing and would do anything to help her.